Hey, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to show you quickly how you can set up a vertical tiled background, one that moves forever. Okay. It really is not easy. I have tried this a number of times and I'm finally getting the hang of it. So please, you really need to follow the instructions. There's probably other videos out there that you could follow as well that might also help you. But hopefully this one is a bit more specific to us and for our particular situation. Okay. You can see I've got these walls here, and then in the background, I've got that background. You can see they're going at slightly different speeds. Can you see how that's going at a different speed? Yeah, I've done that so that it looks like there's a 3D-ness to it, okay? If I get you out of that, and if I go to the layout, you can see that I go like that, there's the layout, yeah, it's 640 by 460. And then I've got two backgrounds and I've got two walls lined up perfectly, one above the other. Okay. In the event sheet, I've got a global variable, which is the speed of the wall. And then I've got a system variable, and I've got some other comparing variables as well. Okay. So let's get started. Yeah. I'm going to go and open up a new document, and I'm going to call it Volcano Rush 4. And I'm going to set it up as a portrait 3 to 4, 480 by 640. Please make sure that you've written that down somewhere, whatever number you've chosen. The 480 by 640 is crucial, or those numbers are crucial for you to be setting up your backgrounds and things like that. So I'm going to hit create. Okay. The first thing I can see is the viewport size is 480 by 640, but the layout is much larger. So I'm going to make that the same size, 480, 640, enter, and then you can see they're both the same size. Okay. That's it. Okay, great. I'm going to add a new object. I'm going to add a tile map. A tile background. Yep, I'm going to add a tile background. Insert it. I'm going to insert it there somewhere. And I've already saved it before. I've got my tile background to be 480 by 640. So it's exactly the same size as my viewport size. Okay, so hit out of that, and I'm going to move that up to there. I'm going to make that size. I'm going to be really rough because I'm going to actually type everything in here. I'm going to make that 0, 0. So I want the top of it to be at 0, 0. You can see there. And I want to make it 480 by 640. Yeah. So it fills the layout, yeah, perfectly. Okay. Now that I've done that, I'm going to hold my command button down and I'm going to copy it. I'm going to put it up there. And again, I'm going to put that at 0, 640. Yeah. 0, minus 640. Am I right? 0 minus 640. There you go. So it's sitting there. Okay. So I want it to be sitting at the top. Can you see how they don't line up? So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to go back into there and I'm going to, I've done this before. I'm just going to color that in. I'm going to do it really roughly, but you'll get the point. And then I'm going to go like that. Yep. Get out of that. Does that look better? It's enough. It's good enough. Yeah. You'll fiddle around and you'll faff around and you'll get that working. So you can see I've got that tile background and I've got one directly above it. Yeah. That's my layout and that's that there. Okay. So I'm just going to come out, undo, undo, undo. I've got it on layer 0. I should really have put it on the tile map. Yeah. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to click on that and I'm going to change it from layer 0 to tile map. And I'm going to take that one. I'm going to take it from 0 and put it on tile map. I'm going to turn that off. Okay, great. So now I'm ready to get started with my event sheet and start to code it. Okay. For it to have a speed, I need to sort out a speed. So I'm going to call the speed wall speed. Yep. And I'm going to start it at minus 100 because I want it to be moving right from the start. Okay. And I'm actually going to rename this wall. Yeah, because it's that wall speed that we're going to be changing. Okay. So system on every tick at every point in the game. Yeah. What I want is I want that wall to be going at a certain speed. How does it go at a certain speed? I need to give it a behavior where it has a speed in the first place. So the behavior I'm going to give it to is bullet. So it needs to have movement. Yeah. So now that it's got movement, if I add action to wall, I can see, there, set, do you see that? Set speed. I can set the speed. And I'm going to set the speed at the global variable, which is called wall speed. Yeah, so double click on that, and I've got my wall speed. Great, fantastic, good. So if I, and the other thing that you need to make sure with your wall, when you've got that turned on, turn that set angle off, okay? Because otherwise it's going to do something strange. Okay, I hit play, ready? What's it doing? It's kind of trying to do something, but it's not really working. That's because it's trying to go from left to right to work as a bullet. So what I actually need to do is I need to set the wall angle, set the angle of motion to 270 degrees. Okay, so that's making it, that's going to make it move down. Ready? Great. Fantastic. Good. But then this disappears, right? So what am I going to do? I'm going to add an event and I'm going to compare the y, the compare y. I'm going to look at the position. I'm going to see if it's less than or equal to minus 640, yeah, which is all the way at the top there. I want to set it back to set y, set y, set y. I want to make it go to 640, okay? So basically when it's out of view, I want it to come back. Yeah. So whatever that number minus is, that's the y distance of your layout. Then we set it to the positive y distance of your layout. Okay. If I hit play now, it should continue. You can see that's the dodgy joint, and hopefully that dodgy joint rolls up again. There you go. Perfect. Okay. So that shouldn't take you very long to do. It took me days. Okay, so keep following that. Can you see how there's that little white line there? That's because sometimes the pixels are going a little bit faster, a little bit slower than what it should do. And there's some things that you can do, but what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to go back to that, and I'm going to make the size of that I'm going to keep the aspect ratio. I'm going to make it 643 or thereabouts. Yeah. And then that should get rid of that because it'll overlap slightly now. Yeah. So it overlaps by about 3 pixels, but sometimes it'll only overlap by 2 pixels. Yeah. But you'll never see a white line there now. Okay. Great. So that's it. It's really, really easy. Yeah. Now that I've done it a bazillion times. Yeah. So have a play with that. You can press